Yep. Texas is known for its big food, big hats, George Bush, and for being home to our favorite redneck family, the Hills, from the popular show King of the Hill. But it could also be home to some baby daddy drama. Is it possible that Hank Hill isn't actually Bobby's real father? If you're not familiar with King of the Hill, let me give you a little background on the show. King of the Hill was an adult animated show that aired from 1997 to 2010. It follows the life of propane salesman Hank Hill as he tries to handle the daily ordeals of living in Texas with his family. Some of Hank's best friends are exterminator Dale Gribble, mumbling Boom Howard, and his loser next door neighbor, Bill Dauterive. Now that you're all caught up, let's get into this. The theory we're covering today stems from the episode To Sirloin with Love, in which we learn that Hank and Peggy are having trouble conceiving due to Hank's fertility issues. The birth of their son Bobby is explained almost like a miracle, with Hank's single viable sperm managing to make it through. However, some conspirators are skeptical about this and postulate that Hank is outright sterile. These conspirators believe that Bill Dauterive, Hank's neighbor, is actually Bobby's biological father, hailing their proof from the episode Hank's on Board, in which Bill confesses to Hank that in a moment of weakness on a dark, rainy night, he slept with Peggy. After Bill confesses, Hank immediately shuts him down by saying,
"No, you didn't, Bill."
I know.
This makes it seem like Bill and Hank are all too aware that Bill sleeping with Peggy is just something he wished had happened. But who knows? Maybe he agreed to cover up something he realized he probably shouldn't have admitted to. It's also not hard to believe that Bill would sleep with Peggy. He constantly professes his attraction to her, considering her the epitome of a desirable woman. His never-dying crush on her is sort of a running gag in the show. However, this is where it gets a little interesting. Most fans of the show would find it hard to find a reason or even evidence of the reverse. Like, why would Peggy ever sleep with Bill? But supporters of this theory point out that in the episode Luann's Version 2.0, Peggy admitted that she had premarital sex with another man prior to Hank. And you can probably assume the conclusion that these conspirators jumped to. Oh, and one last thing. Bill shares his top secret family recipe with Bobby in order to keep the family tradition alive. So why would he do that if Bobby wasn't in his family? Could Bill Dauterive really be Bobby's biological father? I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have a lot of questions. If Hank is actually 100% diagnosably sterile, where does he really think Bobby came from? And as for Bill stating that he had a moment of weakness with Peggy, the remainder of dialogue with Hank in that scene seems to really point to that being a lie. Likewise, the man that Peggy was having premarital sex with was revealed to be Wayne Trotter, who was questioning his sexuality. Wayne Trotter is not Bill. That we know for sure. On top of this, we know that Bill has feelings for Peggy. But throughout the show, she constantly reminds him that she finds him absolutely repulsive. Some do say that Bobby looks a lot like Bill. But Bobby also looks a lot like Hank's dad and Hank's brother, Good Hank. And finally, in the flashback episode, How to Fire a Rifle Without Really Trying, we see Hank as a kid shooting cans with his father, and he happens to look a lot like Bobby. I think this theory brings up a good argument, and while I still have some questions, most of the evidence seems to be wishful thinking on Bill's part. So on the plausibility meter, I'm going to give the King of the Hill conspiracy 2 propane and propane accessories out of 5. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Cartoon Conspiracy. In the comments, let me know if you agree or disagree with my debunking of the King of the Hill conspiracy. If you guys have any conspiracies you'd like us to cover, please send it to us in an email or even make a video and we might feature it. Make sure you join the channel Frederator Network and subscribe to channel Frederator, and I'll see you guys next week.